Hello, my name is Marissa Kanat, and I normally have an audience, but this week I am out of town on a family emergency, so I'm just going to do my video on the computer. So, an average drunk driver has driven drunk over 80 times before the first arrest. And every day in America, over 29 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes. That's one person every 50 minutes. That's terrible. And according to MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, a high amount of fatally injured drivers have alcohol in their system. So it's not only just drugs. But according to MAD, 17% of them have both drugs and alcohol. Not only does it seem that alcohol is taking over the lives of teenagers, but as well as older adults. And of course middle-aged, because the highest percentage is between 25 and 35. So first I'm going to be talking to y'all about why drinking and driving is never okay and the consequences. Secondly, age is just a number. Just because you might be underage has nothing to do with drinking and driving. And third, what happens afterwards, the grief, if an accident does occur. So most of the information I'm going to share with you today came from MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So the consequences of driving drunk is never minor because it's such a major offense. DUIs normally lead to a license suspension, which is just a minor thing in this offense. Jail time usually comes with the first DUI offense, though, typically 1 day to a week, and fines over $500, and still, some people think that's too much, but with you do the crime, you pay the fine, and you do the time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because if you're going to drive drunk, you might as well do anything else. And if it goes far enough, they might have to install a breathalyzer into your vehicle. You have to blow into it so that your vehicle will start. And it won't start if you have alcohol on your breath. Which, for example, and my cousin, he had to have a breathalyzer installed. And so I've learned that even though it might not be your first DUI, if you have too many, you can have a lot come back on you. And so age has nothing to do nowadays. Like I said before, people from young middle schoolers that shouldn't even have access to alcohol or getting alcohol to elder age drive drunk. And the highest percentage of drunk drivers is the ages 26 through 29. I know that's actually very believable because they have access to alcohol and they're still in their young age, so they should be able to go out. High school boys aged 18 were put most likely to drive and drink in an interview, which is sad, but 18-year-olds, they think they're legal, as in drinking, so they have a way to find alcohol. And very high percentages of 12th, 10th, and 8th graders say it's fairly easy to get an access for them to get alcohol. Not only because they have family, but because they have friends. They can make friends, they can find friends. And college students drinking have seemed to decrease 17% in the past 26 years, which is very, very hard to believe. Because nowadays it seems like everybody's drinking and everybody's driving. So, don't you ever stop to think about the families of the people who were involved in a drunk driving incident? The family, they're lost because somebody who decided to make a poor decision caused them to lose part of their heart. How would you feel if you lost your mom or your dad or a sibling or a wife or a husband to a drunk driving incident? And emotional damages are left on the hearts of the ones who love that very person or persons. In some incidents, you might lose an entire family in an accident because somebody decided to make a poor decision. The people who caused the accident, because they were the ones drunk driving, often leave the scene with yes, actual scars, but sometimes just emotional scars because they killed innocent people and they don't think about it until afterwards. And all the grief that comes along with it, it's not worth it. Just don't drink and drive. And so now that you'll know the consequences of drunk driving, and even though you aren't old enough to drink yet, doesn't mean you don't have access. And even though you are old enough now, if in some cases, just don't drive. Call somebody or stay the night. And if you do get hurt in some incidences, just realize what it's going to take for you to see what if that was your family. And think of it as if you were in the driver's seat of the innocent vehicle and you got hurt. How would that feel? You might not be there. I would like to leave you in the words of Whisper. Don't drink and drive. Your dog will not understand why you left and never came back home. Because a dog is a man's best friend in the heart of a family most of the time. So next time you drink, remember that you shouldn't get in the driver's seat of the vehicle. If you have to, call someone, stay the night, or sleep in your vehicle. But, okay. Anyways, my name's Marissa, and thank y'all for listening.